For the McDonald's, again, I would look kind of at the windows and the door and say if there's a person here, they're going to be only about that big. If I go way to the building in the back, those people just might look like a line or some ants. So remember, when you're drawing people, kind of look at the size of your buildings and look at the size of your doors to really have an idea of what those people should look like. So those are some of the basic things. One more thing, if you're going to draw something on the ground, let's say you're going to make a swimming pool or something like that. Instead of making a shape, if you're going to make a swimming pool, you're just going to make a line. Because the swimming pool's on the ground, so it doesn't go up into the sky at all. Then we're going to make lines going back, of course, to the finishing point. And then we're going to close the shape. Now, how can I make that look like, let's say, a basketball court? Well, all I would need to do is now add in a basketball hoop on that side, a basketball hoop on this side, maybe a little circle in the middle, foul lines, and you start to have your court. As the court goes away and gets smaller, the details should get smaller too. So the foul line and stuff on this side should be bigger than the one on that side. Of course, if I do cross over a line, I can go back and erase. And I've made my one line a little too long, so I erase that too. Again, if I was going to turn that into a football field, I would make the line on the ground for my football field, make the football field wider than the basketball court because it is. I would make lines going back to the vanishing point. And then I would connect the lines. And of course, what would a football field need? It would need some goalposts. We have one on this end. We have one on this end. This isn't the best place to put a football field because if you kick a field goal, your ball's going to go right in the street. But we're just going to put it here. We can put some lines. And we have our football field. You could, even if you want to be really fancy, you could add some numbers going down that way and numbers going that way. We could put some players. Maybe there's somebody here. He's just going to be a little bitty guy because he's way back there. Maybe his buddy's running over here. So we just add some people and things. Remember, if you add some people to your town, it'll give it more of a feeling of being alive. We don't want it to look like a ghost town. We want it to have some people moving around, going through their day and doing different things. So those are the basics, what to add and how to add things. Remember, the basic thing is draw the face or the front or the side that's facing you. Make your lines going back to the vantage point. Your lines are perspective, and then you close the shape by connecting those lines. If you block something else, of course, erase it. If I put down a bush and I'm blocking that little line on that thing there, I'm going to erase it. And then the big thing to make it look real is adding details. Adding windows, adding doors, adding signs and names and things. That will help it look real. I could put a little sign here that says MES. And I could put I would write Mokino Elementary School across the top there. And I would add some windows on the sides. Maybe we'd have a couple rows of windows. I might erase those really quick. because we have different levels, so we'll put some windows on the top. Maybe that's the third grade rooms. And then our second grade level. And then the first grade level and down where Mr. H is at. We can make our school by adding details you can do about anything. So this is the basics to get you started. The last part of it after you do perspective is in the back above the horizon line. That's going to be the stuff in the background. So if you remember, foreground is really close to us. Midground is all this stuff in the middle. And the things that are in the midground, we do lines of perspective for. For the background of things way back there, you don't normally have to do perspective for those. So way back in the back, I might want to have, I want a little lake starting over here. I'll put some little sailboats sailing way back there. There we go. Because I like to sail. I am very sad that my boats are not in the water. They are just sitting at a dock. And I can't wait to get them back in the water. And maybe back here I'll have like a carnival, a Ferris wheel, and a little roller coaster. So I got a little amusement park back there. There we go. And then back over here, I'm going to make the Geosphere from Disney World. Because why not have, Epcot, a place we can just drive to every day. And I'll make the little Mickey water tower. All of these things are way in the back, so they're going to be really, really small. And some of the other buildings at Disney World. And then, of course, and if I was really drawing this picture, of course, I would take the time to do all these details right. Maybe some bushes around there, a couple more buildings. And then, of course, you want to have your sky. So we can add some clouds, not too many clouds. I want it to be a nice day. Maybe the sun's coming up. So the sun is coming up in my Mokina, which has Disney World and an amusement park and a lovely lake right next to it, because in my dream Mokina, those are things they would have. I have my Best Buy, my school, my McDonald's, my house, a place to play football and basketball. I know I have to add a swimming pool somewhere so I can go swimming, and a tennis court. So my wife and I can play tennis, and some other buildings on the side. You just keep adding to it until you fill out all of the town. I'm going to stop the video for a few minutes. I'm going to keep working on some things, and then I'll start it back up once I have some more buildings put in. But again, I'm going to draw the face of the building, put the lines of perspective going back, and then close the shapes. And they should be closed with the same type of line that the face has. So the face has a curvy line, it has a curvy line. The face has a straight line, it has a straight line. If you follow those rules, one-point perspective is pretty easy to be able to make it. It just takes time to put in all of those buildings. So I'll see you in a few more minutes when I have more of this done, and you can kind of see what it'll look like with all the different buildings in. See you in a couple. Hi again, my friends. I took about 20 minutes to add some more details to my picture, add some more buildings. As you can tell, as they go back, as they go further away, they get smaller and smaller and smaller, and they get less and less detailed. When you get in the buildings in the back, you really don't have to add a whole lot of details at all, and they'll be really, really small. Once I had that done, I started adding some more people. Remember, as people go away, they get smaller and smaller and smaller. till the guys in the back, if I did a guy way back in the back, they would just look like ants. You can add signs, you can add stop signs. I added some gates for my trains. Oh, I should add a gate back here too. I want people to be safe. We'll add a little gate by the train there, a little gate by the train there. Since you're drawing quickly or lightly, you can always erase things when you need to. So it's just a matter at this point of just taking the time to make all the shapes and things. Don't try to do it all in one sitting. You're going to have at least 2 weeks to work on this dream town. So maybe start it, do your roads, do a couple of buildings, leave it for a while, come in the next day. You know, if you spend 5-10 minutes on it a day, and don't try to do it all at once, it doesn't seem that daunting of a task. With bigger, complicated pictures like this, it's good to do them over a number of days. If you remember my Superman picture or the Batman one that were back in the classroom, I mean, those took me a couple of weeks of just doing it a half hour at a time, an hour at a time. And that way you don't get, one, frustrated with it. Number two, you just don't wear down, because when you wear down, you start to get sloppier and you start to make different mistakes and things. So again, kind of get a starting point on it. As you're watching the video, stop. If I start to go faster than you or ahead of you, a nice thing about the video is, unlike in a classroom, you can just go and you can pause it and stop me. You continue working on your part. And then when you catch up, you can continue to watch more of it. You will have at least 2 weeks to do this assignment. The due date will be in Google Classroom, and I can't wait to see what you guys put in your Mokinas. Have fun, be creative, and that's about it. I'll see you later, my friends. Bye-bye.